Welcome. I'm your host and real estate broker, Alex Codera with Alex Talks Real Estate Show. And in this episode, we're going to talk about tips regarding your selling your home and a lot of other things that will come with that. So, Angelica, how you doing? This is actually my buyer's agent and a listing agent, Angelica Martinez. Angelica, tell our viewers a little about yourself, please.
Okay, hi, I'm Angelica. I'm here, buyer's agent at Delphi Realty Group. Been here for about 2 years now, and have been in the industry since 2001.
Okay.
So today I'm excited to talk about the top 10 questions sellers ask.
That's right. That's right. Top 10 questions. And, you know, and the whole purpose of our show is to give you tip, content, and value with your real estate need. And this is what we're here for. And so this is actually a live, and our Facebook Live is every Tuesday from 6:30, and it goes for about 15 minutes. So if you are joining and if you have any questions, please comment. Hi, Padrone. Hey, John. Hey, Owen. So if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and comment, and we're here to help you. And please, if this is someone you know that's needs, that like to share this information with, just go ahead and share it with them regarding, tips for selling their home. So, Angelica, go ahead and let's dive right into it with selling it. Because right now we know, especially in Northern California, there's really not much inventory out there, and homes, we put them on the market, within a week they're gone. There's still a lot of buyers out there, but we still want to be able to give our sellers or someone that's thinking about selling, the tips, on what they need, or, the content or value, what they could do to be able to get top dollar. So what are some of the questions that sellers are asking, Angelica?
A lot of the time I get asked, what if I receive an offer, but it's not the asking price I want? What can we do?
Exactly. I get that all the time too, that where somebody will say, you know what, if I don't get what I want, do I have to accept it? No, not at all. No, of course not. No, you don't have to accept it. You would sit until you get the offer that you want. And typically, usually in the real estate market, when you're marketing a property, you probably want to market it a little bit below what it's actually valued at, so you can get more eyeballs. Your whole purpose is to get as many eyeballs on that property and to get folks, reaching out and coming to the home. And everything starts with online. When you go online, you have, the way you present the property is huge. So 70-80% of folks are going online. They're using this thing right here, which is empowering them, and they're checking everything. 10 years ago, a buyer would call their buyer's agent and say, can you show me 10 houses, right? Now they call and say, I've already found the 10 houses. They go see the open houses, and now they tell them, can you just write me the offer? So for us as listing agent, we want to make sure that we present a home properly from the beginning with professional photos. We want to make sure that it's staged right. We want to make sure that by staging it, actually a statistic has shown that you can get up to 10% more because of that. So when somebody says, do I have to accept an offer? No, you don't. But from the beginning, you want to make sure that you present your house well and it shows well, that hopefully you will be able to get the price that you want.
Right.
Okay? What's the next one?
I think another one that I get asked pretty often is, what makes my home the most desirable in our current market?
Yeah, the one thing that will make your home more desirable is, like I said, the curb appeal, how it looks. People, when we go into their homes, what we do is we check first to see what we can do for our sellers to be able to get dollar for dollar. And usually the areas that you want to put in model, if you're going to spend money and remodel, is the kitchen and also the bathrooms. And of course, the exterior, paint job, but you don't want to overdo it. Because no matter how much you do it, no matter how much money you pour into a house, someone is going to come in and say, I don't like this, and I want to change it, and I want to do it the way I want to do it. So you got to be very careful that you don't overdo it and pour too much money. But to make it desirable, you want to make sure that you have a nice kitchen, right?
Yeah.
You want to make sure you have nice bathrooms, updated bathrooms, kitchen. You want to be able to paint the house, and it just have to look well, and it's got to show well. Just because you like it, that doesn't mean everybody else likes it. That's why it's got to be staged well. I mean, like I said last week, you can go into a new model home and see a house and fall in love with it, and then you buy it 2 months later, you go into it and there's nothing in there, and there's no connection there. So one of the reasons why we stage a house is to be able to connect, so that person who's buying it can visualize it. And the first place they go is online. They go online, they look at those pictures. So you want to make sure you connect with them before they even come to the house. I want to thank everybody watching. Oscar, Najia, Peggy, Mahna, Surosh. Thank you, all of you, for joining. Please, if you have any comments, go ahead and put in the comment below. And please share this video. If you know anybody that's thinking about selling, please share this video. What's the next question?
Staying on track with what we can do to make it more desirable. Talking about curb appeal.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that people see.
And we talked about that. So we got, you want to make sure your front yard looks nice. You don't want to have big bushes that are covering the whole house. You want to make sure, you have it trimmed, the grass looks nice. I mean, if the grass is dead, you might want to water the grass. Like I got a listing that I went in and the front yard was like, it was dead, but they didn't want to put a new lawn. Then what I did is I brought in my landscape guy. I make sure we put some seed, water it for a couple of weeks, and give it that look, right? Because like I said, it's all about connecting. So we want to make sure that the front yard looks good. You want to make sure it's paint, the interior, exterior, but you got to make sure you know your budget from the beginning. So if somebody asks me, where should I put my money? I would tell them, 1, make sure it gets painted. 2, make sure the front yard looks good. Whatever money you can spend without going crazy, and you want to make sure it's dollar for dollar. And also your kitchen and your bathrooms. What's the next question?
A new question we're getting asked a lot is, how does the new tax law affect?
Okay, so the new tax law, good question. And the reason I can answer that, because I'm back, you see that there's a CPA. So they were going to change the law. There was going to be 5 out of the last 8 years, but now they're actually back down to 2 out of the last 5 years. So as long as you've owned the house for 2 out of the last 5 years, you can sell the house, and if you're single, up to $250,000, and if you're married, up to $500,000. You don't have to pay capital gain, and that's a very good thing. So for folks that have lived in the house for more than 2 years, it's very good. So when a seller comes to us and they want to sell the house, there's many different reasons why people want to sell a house. They want to sell because they want to they want to move up, they want to move down, they're getting divorced. There's many reasons. But one of the first things we do is we ask them, why are you selling, right? Because we want to make sure we have an exit strategy, especially in this market in Northern California. If you're selling your house, we got to make sure you have an exit strategy, that if we're going to buy you another house, that you be able to go into that house, where we're not selling your house and you're left in the, dry, and you don't have a place to rent, or, or the money that you made on the profit, you're paying all just in rent. So we want to make sure we have an exit strategy, and part of that exit strategy is to make sure you're not going to get hit by tax. And if you are, what percentage you're going to get, or what amount you're going to have to pay in tax, capital gain. We want to make sure that if you are going to rent, how is that going to affect? If we're going to make sure, if you're going to get a new house, what are your mortgage payment going to be, right? So we have to take all this into factors. So we work as a team. We have our preferred lenders, we have our CPAs, we have everybody lined up. We have our handyman, we have all the folks that are involved to make sure that we're making the right decision, our stager, our interior designer, and we work as a team, and that's exactly what we will do for you. So what's the next question?
Another one, people ask commonly if they should do inspections before going into the market. Yes,
100%. I would think you would definitely want to do. Hi, Sam. I definitely think you would definitely want to do inspections before you put a house on the market. And the reason why you want to do inspections and termite and pest inspection is you want to find out what's wrong with the house. For example, if a buyer comes in and they do their own inspections, they're going to come in and say there's $6,000 worth of dry rot. Well, if you would have picked that up before you put the house on the market, maybe you could have got it done for $1,500, because dry rot, you could have just had the wood replaced and put new wood in there, right?
Right.
So that's what you could have done. So what it is that by you doing the inspection, you're taking away the negotiable skills of that buyer's agent, because you pretty much fixed everything. There's what else is there to fix? You've taken care of all that. So that's what you want to do. So you want to make sure you do your inspections before, and when you do them, and then if you do take care of those things, then you say, here are the inspection. This is what I've done, because you want to definitely disclose it. You have to disclose whatever you do to your property. You have to disclose to that potential buyer. What's the next one?
Another one always is asked, how long will a house take to sell?
How long? Well, in this market, shoot, in this market, I mean, we put the house on the market within a week, it goes, right? But typically, it goes back again to your exit strategy. I'm asking my seller, what do you want? Alex, I need to find a place. Okay, well, if you need to find a place, then you know what? Maybe we should do a 30-day, or maybe with a 1 to 2 month rent back. Usually, most of the times, you can rent back up to 2 months, 60 days, right? Up to 60 days, you can rent back. More than that, the lenders, most of them, they will not allow it, the buyer's lender. So you can rent back up to 2 months, but anything more than that, they don't. So we need to ask that question. Okay, do you need to sell fast? If you are selling fast, have we already found you a house? Are you moving to a different state? Are you going to rent? This all goes back at the beginning of an exit strategy. And once we know what our seller wants, then we can put together, structure together a process that is going to be a smooth process for our seller, that if they sell, they'd be able to find another property, and that way it tells us how long we need. We need 30 days, but typically it usually takes 30 days. But in this market now, some lenders are able to close in 14 days. Some lenders are able to close in 21 days. We have cash offers that can come in and close in 7 days. So again, thank you, all of you, Alicia, all of you for joining. Please, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment. And also, if you could put your likes and hearts and share these videos, I really appreciate it. And after this video will be reposted. So hopefully you can share with your family and friends. What's our next question?
What type of marketing plan?
Marketing plan, yeah. Our marketing plan is we're huge online, because we know that 80% of all buyers will go online to look for property. So we're huge online. That's what we do. We don't spend too much money with your traditional way. We do a lot with online, because now when a buyer is looking to buy, they tend to usually do their own homework before, because of with all the technology that we have, before making a decision that if they like the house and they want to go see the house. So for us, staging is very important. The way it presents is very important. Online presence, we are everywhere online. We want to make sure that we're able to capture. So we do a lot online. We do traditional, the postcards and flyers and our open houses. We do all of that. But we're very huge online, because we believe, and this is not even believing, National Association of Realtors say that 75 to 80% of all potential buyers, they go online to look at a property before they even get hold of their agent. What's your next question?
I think question number 10, you mentioned kitchen and bathroom remodeling being, bringing home value up and adding desirability to it. So if somebody doesn't have $20,000 to spend on remodeling, what are some quick, easy things they can do to get more bang for their buck?
That's a very good question. So if you don't have a lot of money, one thing you want to do is at least paint the house if it needs it. Paint the exterior and interior of the property. If you got carpets, get those carpets cleaned, right?
Yeah.
If you have like tile, maybe get the grout between them, get that tiles cleaned. Around the toilet, around the tub, re-grout it, do caulking around it. I mean, just minimal stuff that you can do to really bring up at least give it a more presentable look. Make sure the house smells good. There are a lot of sellers that I know that love their pets, and they're part of their family. They're like their children. But pets tend to usually have a scent to them, a smell. So you might want to, have some like a scent. What is that with the spray? The Febreze. And yeah, start off, or if you smoke in your house, maybe you might want to think smoking in your house, maybe you want to start smoking outside, to get that fresh air and to get that scent out of the home, because some buyers will be turned off by that. They might look at the pictures, they might see everything they like, but then yet they come over to the house and they see that, and that kind of turns them off. So You have to, make sure that if you don't have a lot of money, usually with $2,000-3,000, you can get a lot of that done. And what we do is when you hire us to come in and help you with selling your home, we have a team. We have a team of handyman. We have all the team. We have everybody that will do it at a very minimal cost to you and be able to help you sell your home. What else?
The last one I have, you mentioned exit strategies, but you didn't go too much into detail about what that is. What exactly is an exit strategy?
Right. So exit strategy, just like anything else, we spend more time planning for our vacation than we do planning for our finances, right? So what an exit strategy is, when you want to sell, why are you selling? Do you need to sell or do you want to sell? There's a huge difference, right? Needing is someone that's motivated and needs to sell because there might have been a life-changing event and they need to get rid of the property, right? Wanting is maybe someone that just says, you know what, I just want to know how much I can get for my house. There's a huge difference, right? What we do at no cost to you, this is a cost-free. So if you're thinking about selling or if you want to get a property valuation on your home, just send me a message and I will send you a property valuation. If you like, I could even come to your home and bring you what we call a seller's guide. And it's got a process of everything you need to know, what you need to do to be able to get top dollars for your home. And we can come by your house, look at your house, and be able to give you, tips of what you need to do to get top dollar, and it doesn't cost you anything. So going back to your exit strategy, why do I want to sell? Is usually because of a life-changing event, right? Either you want to upgrade, down or upside or downside, or you want to, God forbid, get divorced, or or your parents, God forbid, passed away and it needs to go to a trust and you need to sell it through that, or maybe through a state or a probate. So what you need to do is you need to say, okay, if I want to sell this house, one of the things you need to take into account, and that this is the first thing that I make sure that my clients take into account: do I need to pay taxes? Is there any taxes? If it's your primary resident, if you lived there 2 out of the last 5 years, probably not. As long as you have, let's say, 250 equity and personal, a single, and 500 if you're married. Now, if it's a rental and you're trying to sell, then you say, okay, well, if I want to sell and I don't want to pay taxes, how do I get around that? Well, one way you can get around that is 1031 exchange, right? So these are the questions you need to ask your accountant, okay? It's very, very important that you have to ask your accountant this. Now, if you want to buy another house, before you're even thinking about selling your house, maybe it's good to get pre-approved and say, okay, you call me, I come to your house, I let you know how much your house is worth, I give you a net sheet, and you see you walking away with this much money, you see that, and then now what you're going to do is you're going to go to that lender and say, I want to sell my house, and I want to buy this house, this is how much this house costs, this is how much money I'm going to walk away with, I want to put this much down, and this is my tax return for the last 2 years, my W-2 pay stubs, and kind of follow that, right? And then by doing that, then you'll know your exit strategy. So you're not selling your house and be like, oh my God, I just sold my house, but what do I do now? I don't have a place to stay. Because the last thing we want to do is sell your house and now you got to go rent, and that $100,000 that you made, you're paying $3,000 a month in rent, and there goes all your equity. What's going on, Tony? Ishmael, how you guys doing? So yeah, it's one of those things. Exit strategy is huge. When you want to sell your house, you need to have an exit strategy. You got to know. You want to know, why are you selling your house? You need to understand that. And then when you reach out to us, we will give you a free valuation of how much your home is worth. We'll come to your house and give you tips, what you can do to get top dollar. And then we will connect you with a CPA. We'll connect you with an interior designer. We'll connect you with a handyman. We'll connect you with everybody you need to be able to help you out. Because remember, Alex Talks Real Estate Show, the only reason I do this is for one and one thing only: to give you guys tip, content, and value with your real estate need. Anything else, Angelica?
That's it. That's the top 10 questions.
That's it. So that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please please share this video, tag people that might think about selling their house or just have a question. I mean, even if you don't want to sell and you just want to know how much your home is worth because you're thinking about refinancing, that's fine. Just go ahead and reach out to us, okay? So thank you all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you, Angelica.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Me.
Yeah. And then until next time, talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.